Hi, I'm Kim. Welcome back to another video. Wow, what a simple little piece of equipment to ruin my day. My tripod head seized. Apparently I over-tightened it, according to someone a little bit more knowledgeable than me about these things. On a shooting a multi-row pano, and yep, that ruined that idea, so I had to hand hold it. And it wasn't too bad in the end. The pano worked out okay, as you can see. But yeah, it kind of ruins my week of photography because I don't have my nice head. So what do? Do I run out and just buy another one for a few €100, which was more than the cost of a day out in Italy? Or let's try and fix it. So let's try and fix it, obviously, because I'm a bit of a cheapskate and I hate spending money when I don't have to. So I'm gonna just open it up and check out what's inside, kind of because I'm curious. If I can fix it, great. If I can't, hey, I'm still gonna have to buy another one anyway, right? So yeah, screwdriver. Let's give it a quick go. So there's 3 screws at the bottom. I just got to undo here by the looks of it. And hopefully it'll be a fairly straightforward fix. I don't think tripods are too complicated, or tripod heads at least are too complicated. These ball heads just seem to have a spring and some kind of mechanism inside them from what I can tell. There's not a whole lot of information available online. That's tight. About how these things work. I don't think anyone's really stripped them down. Maybe they don't break very often, but that's me. I'm really good at breaking things. Probably because I use them a lot. I don't know. Okay, so there's 3 of those out. How's that overhead camera looking? So there's the 3 of those out. And hopefully that plate just pops off. Okay, so that's the panning plate off. And what have we got inside here? It's still gone, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 crosshead screws to go. So I need to get another screwdriver. Hang on just a sec. Okay, so yeah, another screwdriver to start taking out all these screws. As you can see there, they should come out fairly straightforward, I hope. And hopefully they're all the same size, so I don't have to worry about which one goes where. And yeah, we'll just fly through this bit. Oh, there's always one. So it looks like one screw's on a little tight. I'm just going to get a better screwdriver than this to open it. Okay, I reckon this one will work. I just gave it a quick test there, and here we go, nice and easy, and it comes out. Okay, so all those screws are the same size, and the tripod is freed up. As you can see, it's popping off there. I'm just gonna see if I can pop that plate out. Here it should come out fairly easily. I just loosen it from a couple of sides. Ba-ba. Like I said, if I break it, I've just got to buy another one anyway. So let's give it a go and see if I can fix it. I reckon if I can get this plate off, I could loosen it out. This is very stiff, probably because I have it going crooked now. You should probably take these things out straight. Oh yeah. Yeah, my ball head broke. I'm going to fix it. What could possibly go wrong? Does that image look a bit foggy to you? I reckon there's moisture on the inside of my lens. I can't remember if I was anywhere really humid with it recently, but it does appear to be steaming up. So let me just stop that camera and clean it out for a second. Yeah, that's a lot better, isn't it? Wow. So a lot of moisture got on the inside of my camera. I know I was shooting down by the sea and the camera got soaked a couple of times by the wave. So maybe there's a little bit of moisture inside the lens, even though it's a WR lens. Hasn't stopped working yet. But this is the joy of life with these expensive cameras when you bring them into strange places like the sea. Sometimes they get a bit broken. I'm sure if I just dry it out in my dehumidifier, it'll be fine. If I can. So let's get back to opening this guy up. And yeah, I think I put my overhead camera in the wrong spot. What do you think? I can't get my arms forward enough to do this. Oh, the joys. Okay, so it seems to want to come out on one side very well, and one side not very well. As far as I know, there's a ring on the inside of these, and there's a mechanism which pushes that, and that's what causes the ball to clamp on. It's a fairly straightforward system, so it shouldn't be too difficult to pop out, and I don't think anything else is holding it in. It is just that. So I accidentally had that knob there tightened. So when I loosened it off, it obviously released the pressure on that one. Clearly wasn't thinking straight because it's kind of early in the morning. And then I suddenly had a thought, wait a minute. So that's popped out real quick. It is nicely full of grease, so I'm just going to plonk it on top of the other one. And in here, you can hopefully see the ball mechanism in here. And that, I think, there is what's causing my problems, because I think that should be behind this metal ring here. So this triangular piece here, and make sure you can see that there, that brass bit pushes this ring and causes friction on the ball against the housing, and that causes all that to stop. So the ring looks like it's stuck on this here. So I will probably need to unscrew that and reset it. As you can see, it looks like it's bent. So let me quickly do that and we'll get back. Yeah. So there we go. As I take that out there, you can see don't know if you can see that there, that is just the ring, and then there is the triangular bit which pushes that open as it goes through. Yeah, fairly straightforward mechanism. There's not a whole lot to that in there going on. So, okay, that obviously screws into there, and that causes that to push forward and backwards. So let's get this back in and try not to get too scruffy in the process. Okay, so I reckon I can, if I can get that to bite here, I'll just hold that screw in place and I'll put it on. You can see that moisture coming back into my lens, that fog again, can't you? I know, it's kind of a cool look. Maybe I'll just keep going. Saves me having to buy a diffusion filter maybe. Okay, let's make sure that's straight. Okay, looks like I've got that back on the thread, and in we go all the way. So hopefully you can see that's seated back in there, as opposed to it being all the way out. And now I just got to put the brass ring back on. There seems to be a little bit of a raised part on this, which I think goes straight down. And once that is over that, it should hopefully go all back together. And as you can see, the mechanism, it pushes that ring forward, and that presses against the housing then and causes this to tighten. So as long as I don't over tighten, I should be kosher, should be good. Now this guy back in here, that just lines up. They look even, so we put that one there and that one there, and hopefully this just goes back on. No, of course there is this bit to consider, so make sure that's wound back, and then we'll pop that in there, and it goes in nice and neat, and we just make sure we're lined up. Pop. Okay, that is lined up, and now I just got to put the screws back in. Actually, I'm going to fix that camera. Better. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, I got to put all these screws back in. So these are all the same size, so I'm just going to pop them back in with the slightly more suitable screwdriver, and not over tighten them, but still tighten them down. Just going to leave that till it goes in, and then I'm going to do the opposite one, because in that way then the head goes on straightest. And that's always a good tip if you're ever putting something back together. Do the opposite ones first. Between the magnetism and the grease, things are sticky. And that's the other thing about taking this apart. Your hands are going to get pretty greasy. So just be careful if you're touching any other camera equipment. Make sure you either wear gloves which would be a good idea, except I don't have any left because I've used them all. And wash your hands thoroughly. Other obvious bits of advice, which are trying to pad out the boring bit of the video that I might just fast forward till it's done. Okay, and that's that ball back to full movement. Wow, 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 wow. And then if I tighten it, yep, it's not moving. So that's pretty good. All right. Cool. Looks like I managed to fix that. That saves me a few €100. But when I did first find this broken, I was a bit panicky because obviously I was away in another country and that kind of ruined my day. So I thought immediately I'll just go replace it there and then. But obviously I did my handheld pano thing instead, which worked out well. Shutter speed was high enough and shot enough coverage so that it didn't really matter. But of course, when I got home, I thought, well, maybe I should just buy another one, because if this thing is going to break in the middle of a shoot that I actually might need a tripod head 100%, then I would be in trouble, just to carry as a spare. So I don't know what I'd buy though. I don't know how much I'd want to spend. It's a fairly big tripod. A big tripod head and a heavy GFX camera and lens. It can't be something too small. I don't really want to spend €1,300 on a really right stuff head. I would if I had the money, of course, but I don't right now. So yeah, what would you buy? Let me know in the comments. And while you're there, like and subscribe, because that really helps. And I know it's been a while since I've made a video, but sure, hey, I might even make some more. Presuming I don't break anything else too soon. Right, let's put this back together and make sure it works. Anyway, that's what's inside a tripod head, at least this one. If you were curious, now you know. And hopefully, if you have something break, you won't be too shy of taking it apart and seeing if you can put it back together in a better condition than it was. It's getting harder and harder to have stuff that you can fix yourself, so I think it's kind of nice to be able to have something you can fix. Hey, sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. The camera stopped recording. Yeah, so anyway, all back together again, working well. A little tripod head, which I might do a review of someday now that it's not broken anymore. I guess I had this about 4 years, so yeah, that's being used quite a lot. So for me to only break it now is pretty good. It just fits really nicely on my tripod. I think that's probably the reason why I bought it, because it looks well. But it does seem to function quite well. I said it was only about €100 to buy, so not too expensive. I might replace it with something a little bit better soon enough though, because I think I've kind of outgrown it a bit. But sure, it's not the joy of photography equipment. You can always buy something new, and boy, do they encourage that one. Anyway, my name's Kim. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.